Let's say it's ye olde times and you are a carrier pigeon. Now, you've got to get a letter back home to your master, but the question is, how do you know how to do that? Well, luckily for you, you can tell which direction you're going based on the Earth's magnetic fields. But that begs the question, how? That's what scientists have been trying to figure out. And they've nailed it to one protein in particular called cryptochrome and some radical electrons. Now, why don't we take a bird's eye view of the situation, because after all, it is found in the bird's eye, where the phenomenon called magnetoception, the bird's ability to find its direction north, happens. Here's our bird's eye. Inside our bird's eye, we've got our retina. Our retina has a layer on top with cone cells and rod cells underneath. Your rod cells actually have some discs, and that's right where you can find cryptochrome and where the magnetoception is happening. In between discs is where the cryptochrome is assumed to be. Now, cryptochrome has some radical electrons that are super sensitive to Earth's magnetic field. They get some energy from the light coming into the eye to change energy levels. And how long they stay in those energy levels depends on what the intensity of the magnetic field is. There's two energy levels that these electrons could be in. There's the singlet state. The singlet state consists of two electrons on two different energy levels with different spins. And then there's the triplet. Now the triplet has two different energy levels, but parallel spins, so they're spinning the same direction. Now if it is in the singlet state, it will not signal. And if it's in the triplet, it will signal. So like I said, the magnetic field, the intensity of it will depend on how long they're in these states, which means you will get different signals sent to the bird's brain, which will create different images depending on how intense the magnetic field is, allowing the bird to know where they are. Pretty cool. Now you might be asking yourself, what would that look like for the bird? Well, yet again, scientists have figured out what they think the bird would see based on what signals are being sent. This would be north, this would be south, this would be east, this would be west. Now that we know how this works, you might be wondering, why do we care? Well, we care because it's super interesting to learn about, and we can use it in our own technology once we fully understand how it works. This means we could create smaller and more accurate compasses based on the intensity or the inclination of Earth's magnetic field.